Good morning. Instead of a sanctuary stroll today, I wanted to share with you a little bit more about our captive wildlife crisis campaign, and also a little bit more about the tigers in Argentina and that process. So I know many of you have been following us for a long time and know that we are one of a few sanctuaries that do international rescues. And it's not that there's not enough big cats in the US that need help. There definitely is a big cat crisis and a small cat crisis in the United States. And we step up for cats like Indy and Noah and Elizabeth and Nova. So we still have capacity to help big cats in the US. But because there's only a few of us that can really help animals that are in dire straits or victims of the exotic illegal trade internationally, there are moments that we want to step up and do that as well. So our Cats in Crisis campaign, first of all, thank you all for a wonderful launch and donating to the Cats in Crisis campaign. And then stay tuned on this video too, because I want to show you a video of the Argentina tigers, Lucy and Violeta, and tell you a little bit more about them. But part of the Sanctuary Stroll today is to talk about international rescues as part of our Cats in Crisis campaign, and a little bit more about these tigers. So the Cats in Crisis campaign, I'm really excited about, and I'm so thankful that so many of you stepped up, because you know, when we go to rescue a cat, people want to help. But when you need all the logistics in place, all the equipment in place, for rescues across country, across the world, to make our sanctuary safe, to deploy and respond to disasters or other people that need help with exotic animals, it's hard to get people to step up and fund that. And that's why I'm so grateful for all of you, because you are doing that. Our airline crates from the Argentina tiger have helped other cats. They have gone to Texas, Canada, California, Nevada, overseas. So the equipment that you help us purchase not only helps the cats here at the sanctuary, it helps us rescue, but it is also loaned at no cost to other facilities and sanctuaries that need it to help their cats. And so that's why it's so extremely important. And not only can you give cash, we're trying to raise over $200,000 for a huge list of equipment, but you can also buy items off of our Amazon wish list, which is a link we'll put here. So if you want to buy a generator, if you want to buy something as small as zip ties, if you want to buy dog crates for some of the smaller cats, you can buy actual items for our crisis campaign. And some of the items we need, you might not know all the details about, but why do we need a customized trailer when we already have a couple trailers on site? Well, for a lot of reasons. Most of our rescue trailers have ramps so we can roll up crates. When you do airline crates, or when you have pallets of meat and things like that, you need to use a forklift, and that's on a skidster or a forklift, and that cannot go up the ramp. It would break the ramp. So you can't use that kind of equipment with the trailers we have. So getting new trailers that can also do exactly what our current trailers do, but we have more capacity for evacuation. We have more trailers to loan out without impeding what we need on site. We can also forklift in, because these doors are going to swing open on the back and the side, and we can get those big airline crates that are about 1,200 pounds plus whatever the animal weighs in there. And so that'll be really important for getting the Argentina tigers here. You saw the company that Argentina contracted for Chipino and Saltania and Kimba and Sophie and Gino and Leo and Mansa, and they did a semi because they couldn't get in a regular trailer. But that semi is an air-controlled temperature, doesn't have flow, is hard to get in, and we want to do those transports ourselves. So that is one huge piece of equipment. We also are looking for a rescue van, and vans are very hard to purchase right now. You cannot purchase a new van and customize it. So we need to retrofit another van. When we go across country, like for Indy, Nova, even the Cheetah Boys, a van only sits 2 people and then fits the crate. And that's a really, really long drive, 30 hours there and 30 hours back. And as you guys know, our protocol, excuse me, once a cat is in the car, we don't stop. And so we want a customized van that is 4 seats so we can have more drivers, but is extended in height so we can still fit those crates. So those are 2 of our biggest expenses, but we also use bolt cutters. We have temporary fences. We have more kennels, more transport crates for big cats because we've taken in more big cats. So we always want to have enough for evacuation, but also across the country, sanctuaries and facilities have reached out to us on our animal buildings and things like that. They're seeing extreme weather. Our friends at Wildcat Ridge had to evacuate one year due to fire. We are part of an organization and a group that does a lot of crisis planning. But for example, the Wildcat Sanctuary and I have presented at the national conferences, as well as the Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance, about our crisis planning. And so we also want to have all these tools, resources, and our staffing available to deploy if we need to anywhere in the country. And we're so thankful for you guys stepping up. But in the immediate, this Cats in Crisis campaign is really going to help Lucy and Violeta. And what's amazing is we have a donor that has said they will give $30,000 as a challenge grant, meaning if we can raise $30,000 from our supporters to get that customized trailer, that they will come forward and give $30,000 for other equipment. So that means we'd be at $60,000 of our over $200,000 goal. That's a huge chunk and a huge start, and you guys have stepped up. So that's one thing. And then the international case is overlaid on it. This is something we've started in February. As you know, bringing cats from around the world to the sanctuary is a long process. What you might have noticed is most of our international cases are lions or cougars or servals. And that is because they are not listed as endangered species. So they have an easier time getting a permit to be imported for rescue into our country. Now, if they are a tiger or an endangered species, there's a much longer process. And that was definitely in place to try and protect people from importing wild tigers or doing illegal activity. But it was never thought of as for rescue. And so when we have an endangered species like a tiger, it is a minimum of 6 to maybe 14 months for that permit process. So not only do we apply with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, they also put it out for public hearing and comment, which is a minimum of 4 months. And because that permit is only good if you're helping conservation or propagating the species, zoos can import tigers because they're breeding. Even some of the bad guys in the past have been able to import and export tigers because they were breeding. But sanctuaries don't breed. We do not buy, breed, trade, or sell. We are simply here to rescue geriatric cats like Lucy and Violeta, who are 15, I think, and 17 years old. So to meet that conservation requirement, we also have to support direct conservation. And for us to do that, it was really important for us to donate to an on-the-ground charity that was really doing good work in India to conserve wild tigers. And that's anywhere from a $3,000 to $6,000 donation per tiger. And so you add that to the cost, and we haven't even started talking about the health and sharing the vet things of our of the cats and who we're going to import or doing any of the logistics yet. So it's a long process. The reason we said yes to these tigers is because we were shocked to find out that when the original request came in and everybody accepted the lions and things, we just figured it would be too long for the permits for the tigers, too expensive, and we thought they would be placed at Europe or another facility that didn't have the legal requirements that the US did. So we were shocked when we found out this year that these 2 tigers were still in Argentina in the Mendoza Zoo, who was trying to close down their exotic exhibition, which is a good thing, that they still hadn't found permanent placement. So I want to show you a video of Lucy and Violeta where they are, and then I will talk to you, come back, and we'll talk a little bit about kind of what the next steps are on this rescue that we're trying to do. So I'm first going to turn this around and show you my screen. There's not really a lot of sound here, but this was taken by Enfolk Animal, a wonderful animal welfare group that is really spearheading a lot of the animals leaving Argentina's older zoos. And it'll kind of tell you, trying to show you the girls. They're very social tigers. They're 15 and 17 years old. One was trafficked from the illegal pet trade, and one was transferred from another zoo. They're in those old style enclosures of just concrete. At least they do have pools. They are getting wholesome food, but it is a very old style zoo. I am trying to figure out who's who still. This might be, I think I got them. I think Violeta is the skinnier one, where this is Lucy, who lives next door, which is a more, I would say, healthier looking tiger. They both have some complications, including one being declawed by their previous owner, arthritis, and some, it looks like it could be a luxating patella, things like that. So the next step has been for our veterinarians to start getting some information on the cats, because we have taken older cats into our sanctuary, and of course Sultania was almost 26 years old, but at the same time we do not want to transport a cat over 30 hours on an airplane, plus their end and our end transportation, because they would come in Dallas, Texas, if it is not in the best interest of the cat and if there's health concerns. And even though a cat looks healthy, they could still have beginning of renal disease, they could have other things. We also, and this is their one of their enclosures, so we also want to make sure that that we're meeting all legal requirements. And so the tigers are being knocked down because as part of the import permit, if we get the import permit approved, which is another challenge in itself, is that they need to be microchipped, they need to have health certificates, up to date on vaccinations and things like that. And so right now they are getting knocked down to get all of that information. And sometimes we get it piecemealed, sometimes we get it all at once. Sometimes the blood work needs more interpretation because, and then our vets are talking to vets that only speak Spanish and we only speak English. So we have translators between that as well. But this is Lucy and Violeta, where they're living in Argentina, and the zoo where Sultania and also Chipino lived in. And definitely, I'll turn this back right now. Definitely two cats we're trying to bring to the Wildcat Sanctuary. So like I said, we started the process in February. So we're about 4 months in of what can be a 6 to 12 or even 18-month process. So the next step is our vets to review the vet records, see if we have any questions, make sure there isn't health issues or concerns. If there are, then we just have to determine, are they things that can be treated there? Are they things that can wait to be treated here? Can we make them comfortable during the transport? Is there things that prohibit them from coming? There's still a lot to go through before we can even say that the cats are coming. But we've gone through this process with all the Argentina tigers, lions. Argentina lions took 3 years, but that was more logistics. So we're at the first phase where the permit's been filed. We have done the direct contribution to tigers in the wild to be able to meet that. And a generous donor helped us with that because he thought it was very important and very cool that if we rescue these captive senior tigers that have been living in this zoo for ever, that their rescue directly positively impacts wild tiger conservation. And then we have, like I said, the vet hurdles to decide. Then we have to create shipping crates. At this time, we wouldn't ship our crates back because the cost is more than if they build on site there. And then we would have to look at shipping crates, airlines, getting them in, and all that. So we're at the beginning stages of this, but we thought they were great to share the story with you now and bring you along in the journey, because it's just one of many cats in crisis we are helping. And I know we also kind of told you a couple days ago or last week that we had a couple residents we wanted to share with you, and these are not them. They're not here, but we will hopefully in the next week or two being able to share some of our new residents. And you know, I just want to say is we are very lucky to always have you guys here. There's so many cases going on at once. It is like a web that we're working on. And no matter the cat, no matter the age, their lives are important. It doesn't matter that they're cute and cuddly cubs, or they're geriatric tigers, or they're unsocialized like Sophie is, and things like that. They're each so important. And I know you feel that too. So a way that I want to kind of end this is to show you, oops, sorry for this, not Judson, to show you how many of the toys have come in from the toy drive. And this is just the last couple days. So you guys, when we asked for toys for the cats, they're still in boxes right now. They have started coming in and being delivered, and we're going to be opening them up and handing them out, and you'll get to see on live posts and things and photos just the amazing thing you do for the cats that are rescued here. And again, the amazing thing you do to help us rescue more cats, whether they'll be coming to our sanctuary, other sanctuaries, or if they're just a facility in need during natural disasters. We're so ever grateful. And Kiara's been working really hard on this rescue as well. And so tomorrow on our live post, we'll go back out and see cats, but I really wanted today to kind of give you the inside scoop on, we'll say hi to Oreo. It's always fun to say hi to cats when they're in the office. We just wanted to kind of tell you the process, and that we're so excited, and we'll share more pictures. And of course, as our vets team and their vet team talk and logistics start coming together, and if we get that U.S. Fish and Wildlife permit approved, all of that will be shared with you. We'll bring you along for the journey. But these cases can go a long, long time, especially if they're endangered species. And we always want to make the best choice for all the cats. So thank you guys for being a great supporter of the Wildcat Sanctuary and our Cats in Crisis campaign. And definitely you have now till July 15th to get that donation doubled and us to meet that challenge grant. And again, we're not only trying to reach that 30,000, that's for the trailer, but a much larger goal so that we can get all the equipment. So stay tuned. You'll see a post today, and we'll put a post link in this description of the wish list as well as the donate link. You can donate at this post right now on this page. You can donate at our Facebook fundraiser. You can donate at our website. You can donate by calling us directly at 320-245-6871. And you can also mail in checks at TWS P.O. Box 314, Sandstone, Minnesota 55072. And I know many people say, what's the best way to give if they're international? Anywhere on Facebook takes international, and also PayPal. PayPal, we definitely accept donations via PayPal. And if you go to the actual donation link, you can either check out by credit card or PayPal. So there's so many ways to give internationally, and no gift is too small. $5 becomes 10, 10 becomes 20, and we're so appreciative for you to help us always make dreams and rescues come true for big cats around the world.